Welcome back to the Gamehouse Overwatch League recap. Let's jump into the last night of Week 2, Stage 3. The night kicked off with a battle between the London Spitfire and the Philadelphia Fusion. The Spitfire have been looking shakier and shakier since their Stage 1 win, so it was now or never to try and take back some much needed ground from the ever-improving Fusion. Map 1 was an Anubis showdown, with the Spitfire attacking first. London claimed point A and got 78% of the way to point B, but were stopped in their tracks by the Fusion. When the Fusion went on the attack, they had the edge and took Map 1 in an early lead. Blizzard World, the newest addition to Stage 3, is a map that many teams clearly are still adjusting to. The Fusion have adjusted well enough as they took the second map and put a great deal of Map 3 pressure on the Spitfire. Ilios was where London needed to demonstrate some of their patented skill, and they delivered with a control shutout, keeping their match win dreams alive for a little longer. Junkertown was a crucial map for both teams. One wanted a map 5 in their future, the other were content with keeping it at 4. In the end, the Spitfire got their map 5 by showing a great defensive strategy. The final map of the match was a great battle between the two teams, but in the end, Philadelphia reigned victorious, winning the match 3 maps to 2. The second match of the night was between the New York Excelsior and the Houston Outlaws. The Outlaws have been struggling to regain footing within the rankings, and performing well against the Stage 2 champs would definitely be a sign of great improvement. The match began on Volskaya. Both teams came out hot and ready, with 2 points apiece being claimed. When the second round started, the Outlaws managed to take a third point and a surprising early lead. The Excelsior were clearly uninterested in exploring an Outlaws win, and they responded strongly at Blizzard World, where they held the Outlaws off another win, tying up the game. Nepal was a close map, with the Excelsior taking the point on Village and the Outlaws claiming Sanctum. The battle over Shrine fell to the Outlaws, who took the lead in the match 2-1. The Excelsior needed a Map 4 win to prevent an Outlaws match win. Fortunately for them, Map 4 was Route 66, a map the Outlaws are notoriously unsuccessful on. Houston's streak did not end with the Excelsior, and a Map 5 was secured. The final map of the match was on Oasis, and it was a fight to the finish for both teams. The Excelsior took the win on Point C, but it was clear they were unsettled by the battle the Outlaws put up. The final match of the night was between the Florida Mayhem and the Boston Uprising. After a night of 5 map battles, the expectations for this match were not as high. Our expectations would be challenged, however, as another 5 map battle was waged. Anubis was a rough start for the Mayhem. The Uprising worked as a brick wall in keeping the Mayhem off any percentage of point A, making their attack run a breeze. Blizzard World was another victory for the Uprising, although it wasn't nearly as crushing as the previous map. Florida were able to take 2 points, but ultimately went down another map. Nepal was the beginning of an impressive comeback for the Mayhem. They kept their match win dreams alive by taking both points A and B. The momentum the Mayhem had gained from the previous map definitely seeped into Junkertown. While Florida was only able to take 2 points on their attack run, they pulled off a great defensive strategy to keep Boston just behind them in distance, sending the teams to Oasis for a Map 5. The Mayhem's journey to Map 5 was an impressive one that demonstrates, while the team may not be playoff material quite yet, their continual improvement cannot be overlooked. However, their journey was stopped in its tracks when the Uprising took Map 5 in the match with a 2-0 victory. With a long and exciting night, Week 2 ends. Remember to come back next week to keep up to date with the Overwatch League. You can like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Those links are listed below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and from our house to yours, keep it here at the Game House for all your sports and esports needs.